and how it has been trending for him.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Derek Jones is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Cantor in at the center position. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol, and it's Schroeder in a point. Not many teams have the personnel, Greg, to work the ball through the post, but that's what we're going to see plenty of tonight. These two teams can do it.
No doubt, Kevin. It can really add a dimension to your offense, and it creates different rotations defensively, especially when you've got someone down low that's going to demand a double team. And so I'm interested to see, in essence, some old school basketball in terms of how teams rotate out of that post.
I am too. And Portland making a change here. Trent's checked in. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And if you're the defense, what can you do? James is too strong, too focused on these finishes.
Lillard with it. Against New Orleans, who is really on his game. Rejected by Gasol.
You got to be wary of Gasol. I mean, he's good at using his length to turn away shots.
Morris kicks to Gasol. To the inside. Here's Schroeder. And Cantor pulls it down.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off. I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim. Now here's LeBron. He had 25 points in the win against Minnesota.
I mean, and you look at his free throw numbers. I mean, this shows you how much pressure he put on the defense.
Here's Lillard. No good. Good work defensively by Gasol. The drive by LeBron.
And James simply one of the best dunkers in NBA history, I have to say. Highly creative in how he throws it down.
Here's Lillard, and then Lillard slams it in.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
No, but his teammates love that kind of energy, fellas. I mean, dunks like this demonstrate leadership.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication.
Now, here's Lillard. The 17-footer. Lillard again missing.
Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
Gasol dishes to Morris. LeBron drives in, shoots over Lillard. LeBron shot is off. Trailblazers trail by 4. Moving it up. Lillard the pass to Jones. 1:44 left to play in the first quarter. Lillard with the bucket.
Well, Lillard is used to getting pushed around. Got to admire how he muscles it in regardless.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
Trailblazers have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Lillard against Schroeder. Lillard with the bucket. Lillard's got 6. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Covington, and the dunk by Covington.
Well, this is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Cantor. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
Schroeder up top, covered by Lillard. James wide open. Drains it from beyond the arc. He's got 9.
His individual effort has been outstanding tonight, and it's helped him grab the lead.
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Jones. Now, here's Lillard. 6 points for him. Here's Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
When it comes to offensive rebounding, Cantor has led the league in offensive boarding rates. I mean, when you think about it, perhaps the best at picking up his teammates' misses.
Caruso looking for an opening. With 4 seconds on the clock, no good on the layup. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Lakers ahead, up by... When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him.
I think in the past, anytime I got it.
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn, if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
An impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
On the floor for Portland, McCollum the 2 and Hood the 3. Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony, and it's Simons in at the point guard position.
Gotta respect the speed of McCollum. Fantastic at knifing through the defense and beating them to the bucket.
Here's Caruso. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Harrell, nice move. Pass to Horton Tucker. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
The dogged intensity Harrell has is just insane. And he uses all this energy to his advantage, particularly on the glass.
Cullen passes to Cantor. Lock at 6. Now here's McCollum, guarded close. Tries again, and scoring with the play inside is Cantor. Cantor's got the lead up to 1 now for Portland. Here's Caruso, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. To the wing right side. Anthony against Harrell. Jones trying to get open. Harrell, that's good. Harrell's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And improving as a shot maker every year. Harrell has to be accounted for defensively.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
We've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed. And the reality is this. You become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
And now Jones running the floor all by himself. Shrugs off the contact and dunks it. He'll go to the free throw line.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
So for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington's checked in for Cantor. Derek Jones comes in for Hood, and Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Now Lillard. He's got 6. Cullen passes to Covington. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Lillard against Schroeder. Lillard attacking, and Lillard throws it down.
And don't sleep on Lillard's vertical. When he's going strong to the bucket, he's capable of throwdowns like these.
James looking around. Here's Harrell. Hits that one. Nice pass, leading him to the bucket. Harrell's got 6.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Three-pointer, Lillard. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
It was a tough first quarter for him, but it's been a different story here in the second.
Here's Schroeder. He can't get it to go. Good D by Covington.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all-defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use. No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Marc Gasol's checked in for Los Angeles. Caldwell Pope comes in for Alex Caruso. And Portland with a change here, too. Trent's checked in. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And Covington may be not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player. Can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside.
Schroeder against Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
Once Lillard gets going, it's fun to watch. I mean, he attacks with such ferocity.
Schroeder surveying the floor. Gasol passes to Schroeder. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And the Lakers lead by 4.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Lillard, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Oh, man, look at Morris use his reach to turn away a shot. He's excellent at cornering shooters and sending their shots back.
And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
That was a different team in the fourth quarter than what we saw in the first 3. Don't you think? I mean, they got their act together just in time to pull it out.
LeBron outside. And some good action through the first 2 quarters. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson. LeBron James had it going on in the first quarter. He had 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. And that does it for our halftime show.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Trailblazers trail by 4. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Schroeder in at the point guard. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about them not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
Lillard attacking, and the shot goes in. Lillard's got 15 points.
It's tough. When I think of Dame, that's the first word that comes up. Showing why on that hoop right there.
Schroeder against Lillard. Puts it up from 12, and it's Schroeder missing. Schroeder's gone 2 for 5 tonight. McCollum kicks to Jones. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Now the Lakers on the break. Schroeder passes to Morris. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Robert Covington picks one up.
Morris isn't afraid of getting whacked. In fact, he welcomes it when he's going up to shoot.
I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul, 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness, all the while he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst, partner, but a fan, and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed. Now here's Schroeder. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile one block.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Lakers shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Damian Jones is checked in for Gasol. Montrezl Harrell comes in for Markieff Morris. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder.
Might take them a little while to find their stride here in the second half. Only 1 for 4 so far. They just need to calm down, play their game. Now, with all the intensity he plays with, boxing him out is a chore. Tough.
The Lakers in the lead. Knocked loose. Passes it to Horton Tucker. To the paint. Hood deciding where to go with it. Down low, McCollum, and he drops in the layup off the glass. 8 points for C.J. McCollum.
Improving as a distributor, it helps when Hood tries to share it like this.
Here's Caruso. Feeds to Jones. Good work there as it goes. Jones has got his first points in this one. This game has a lot of character here in the third period. 6 changes of the lead here.
Intensity is the theme for this one.
Here's Simons. No points in the game yet for him. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got the lead back up to 1 now for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Pass to Caldwell Pope. Shot clock at 6. Caruso, the pass to Jones. Caldwell Pope against McCollum. And yes, it's good.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Morris comes in for Harrell, and it's Matthews in for Caldwell Pope. Portland shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
Well, consistency is what comes to mind when I think of McCollum. I mean, especially offensively, where he scores in bunches.
Caruso kicks to Morris. Dishes it to Jones, and they get it back.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
And here's the fast break. Here's Jones. Portland moving the ball around. On the wing, Jones. Here's Cantor. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Strong interior player. When Cantor is looking to score, he isn't afraid of attracting contact.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Lillard's checked in. And Cantor drops them both. 50 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Lakers trail by 6, and the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason, I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Giles checked in for Enes Kanter. Little comes in for Derek Jones. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Out to the right wing. Outside Anthony. Out left to the wing. Trent passes to Anthony. Here's Giles. Out to Anthony. Second chance shot. Goes up again. And it's Giles missing.
That's a shot they're always happy to get, even when he blows the finish.
And James throws it down.
And the way James dominates on the offensive end, making it look effortless tonight.
It's stolen by Schroeder. Doesn't get it to drop for him. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Portland out in front, up 2. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. A moment now to reset the lineups. Back to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the 4th quarter. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Anthony is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Jones. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Trent in at the 2 spot. Here's Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Schroeder outside. Shoots over Lillard. Gasol. Great positioning on the putback. Gasol's got it all tied up now for the Lakers.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Lillard against Schroeder. And it's Lillard missing.
Nothing less than that kind of defense will cut it against him. That's just great work inside.
And they take the lead. James has got 4 points in the quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Lillard surveying the D. Again the miss by Lillard.
Not his best day from three-point range. I mean, just one in the first half and still looking for his first here in half number 2.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. He said he just wants them to play faster. He feels like they've been too lackadaisical with the ball and that their aggressiveness just isn't there right now. Kevin, back to you.
Jones finds McCollum. Lillard outside. To halt the run. Here's Covington, and the layup's good off the glass.
It's easy to admire Covington. Even when the defense gets rough with him, he stays with him.
And there's the pass to Harrell. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. And the Lakers lead by 5.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
D has got to do a better job clogging up routes to the rim. Lillard is a terror when it comes to driving inside.
Lakers leading by 3. LeBron James on the wing. Loads it up there for Harrell. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Lillard against Schroeder. Offensive rebound. Cantor kicks to Lillard. Covington in the corner. Cantor, high post. He's against Kuzma. Here's Lillard. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
I don't think pressure bothers Cantor that much. He remains calm and collected in the game's biggest moments.
And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Lillard, the pass to Covington. Here is Lillard. Inside, got a piece of it. Covington dishes to Lillard. Again the miss by Lillard. Lakers leading by 3. Caldwell Pope finds Kuzma. LeBron with it. Over Lillard. Again, Los Angeles.
Oh, I love how James takes hold of these possessions. When his team needs a basket, he steps up to the plate.
Schroeder against Lillard. Lays it up off the glass. Lillard's got 6 points in the quarter.
And Lillard is known for being a clutch shooter. He's the guy they go to. He's the guy they believe in.
Puts it up there for Harrell. Out to Kuzma. Schroeder outside. He feeds it to Harrell. Good D by Covington. It's McCollum with the drive. Good! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hand. They know they can count on him to make crucial shots.
It's good!
And James loves these big moments. He isn't afraid to shoot it when the game is on the line.
And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for the Portland Trail Blazers. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Schroeder kicks to LeBron. From 8. Money!
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is no let-up. You know, this is the kind of hard-nosed competitiveness that wins games.
Rebound the Lakers. And so the Lakers take the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The sprawling metropolis of Dallas. And a chance here to check out some stats for Damian Lillard.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different score than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. They've got Jones, Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Trent in at shooting guard. And for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Richardson is out there with Doncic, and it's Finney Smith in at the 3 side. The Trailblazers on offense. It's a 3-point game.
And Doncic was part of a draft day trade that so far seems to have worked out pretty well for both teams.
That's exactly right. Doncic, Greg, was selected by Atlanta with the 3rd pick. He was then quickly shipped to Dallas for the 5th overall pick, which turned into Trae Young, plus a future pick. Neither of these young men wasted any time putting their stamp on the NBA. I do think their futures will always be discussed in connection with the other. Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
The putback. It's good on the putback.
Well, there's reach, there's size, there's wingspan, and there's a knack for understanding where it's coming off. This is a very difficult thing to keep Porzingis off the window.
Now, here's Lillard. In the game against New Orleans, very impressive. He dishes it to Covington. Trailblazers moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. 3-pointer, Lillard. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
Now, here's Doncic. Really played well against the Clippers in his last outing. Yep, that one goes.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
And it's Lillard missing.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
From 15 feet away. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And it's Jones finishing it off.
Yeah, quick thinking, wins Dame assists. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish.
Now, Doncic. He's averaging just around 28.5 points a game. So many offensive skills in his toolkit. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. Now, here's Lillard. 6 points for him. And here's Porzingis. Here's Doncic. Basket, good. You know, you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts of maybe going in that direction. teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to affecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA. Here's Trent after Luka Doncic's bucket. Here's Lillard. Offensive rebound, out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
And so far the story on Luka Doncic. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. 5th in assists and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
And as you said, dropping dimes at a top 5 pace. He's in total command of his team. They look to him for leadership, and he does not disappoint. Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Johnson, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Mavericks making a switch here. Powell's checked in. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Giles checked in for Enes Kanter. McCollum. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet.
Boy, Carmelo Anthony is capable, when he wants to, of spotting that open man. Pretty pass.
Richardson attacking. Pass to Powell. Second shot opportunity, and it's blocked. And they're moving it up. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Johnson outside. And he lays it straight in.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through.
And McCollum puts up a deep 3. No good on the last second attempt there. It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. Well, before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He credits his upbringing when it comes to developing his leadership skill.
I think it comes from being a...
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
I love the determination. They want to go after every rebound out there, and overwhelming to the opposition right now.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Cauley Stein, Jalen Brunson out there with Hardaway. Then there's Dwight Powell, and it's Johnson in at the small forward position.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
Now here's Brunson. Tight defense on him. Johnson outside. Here's Hardaway, and he gets it to go. Hardaway has got the lead up to 2 now for the Mavs.
Well, in today's NBA, you've got to be able to play in pick and roll, and Hardaway doing work right there.
To the middle, here's Kanter, and Kanter throws it down.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
They'll credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Portland called for the foul.
And what I like about Cauley Stein is just how hard he plays. Really, both ends, a scrappy player.
Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Dallas.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Lillard, the pass to Trent. Lillard attacking, and Lillard throws it down.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Doncic feeling it out. And that one, good.
What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
Lillard from outside. Up again, and Cantor able to finish. Cantor's got the game tied up here for Portland.
I love that Cantor will pursue rebounds out of his area. This guy's such a powerful player who's willing to exert his will.
The drive by Doncic. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team. And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
He has that confidence rolling, hitting 2 threes in the first, but he hasn't had one since.
Powell dishes to Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Luka Doncic has superstar written all over him. He's cooking.
1:46 left in the first half. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
Lillard again missing.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered.
And Paulie Stein throws it down.
What a pass by Luka Doncic. He's got tremendous size, and obviously they want the ball in his hands.
Down low. Powell with the steal. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Lillard with the bucket.
A guy who spaces the floor, but also willing to attack the rim. Lillard has confounded the defense all night.
And Doncic, here we go. Paulie Stein. Back to Doncic. His 3-pointers off the mark.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Powell kicks to Doncic. Got it up. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Dallas.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Well, Luka Doncic has been the story in this. He had 14 points, 2 rebounds. That's all for now. Say goodbye.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
On the floor for Portland, McCollum the 2 and Hood the 3. Robert Covington out there with Anthony, and it's Simons in at the 1. And looking back at what was a stellar career, Greg, if there was one thing you could have done different, do you have anything on your mind?
You know, I would have loved to have had the opportunity to finish my career in New York. That was a special place, a special time. Unfortunately, that didn't transpire, but that's the one thing that stands out. That and obviously not winning a championship.
I can understand both of those.
Yes.
And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trail Blazers. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Back to Hood. Just 5 to shoot. McCollum passes to Covington. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Covington's got his second basket.
Looking back at McCollum's breakout third year, yeah, the scoring skyrocketed, but that assist rate went up as well. Effective as a decision maker.
Here's Doncic. That shot is off. Good D by Covington.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
And the basket by McCollum.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
And they pick up 2. Doncic has got 16.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint. And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3, terrific play calling, everything clicking out of the gates here.
The drive by Doncic from 15 feet away. That doesn't go either for Doncic. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
James Johnson's checked in for Dallas. And then for the Trailblazers, Cantor checked in for Robert Covington. And it's Derek Jones in for Rodney Hood. Porzingis with the block.
Porzingis so fast off the floor when he challenges a shot. Helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
Jones, no luck. The Mavericks trailing. Johnson kicks to Richardson. Porzingis inside. He is guarded by McCollum. And the dunk by Porzingis. Third quarter here and 5 lead changes so far.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
Outside Anthony and taken away by Johnson. Here's Richardson, and it's Richardson slamming it down.
How about the vision from the young Latvian Porzingis showing he really can read the floor and capitalize.
Richardson against McCollum. 1:33 left in the third quarter. Launches it. Hit the tip and staying with the play, Anthony. Anthony's got his first points of the night.
You know, and even when the play isn't for him, Anthony able to get on the glass and on the scoreboard.
Here's Doncic. Count it, good. Doncic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Important point there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
McCollum against Richardson. They get the rebound. Mavericks leading by 3. Porzingis looking it over. In the corner, it's Richardson. Doncic kicks to Finney-Smith. Some nice passing here by Dallas. 4 on the shot clock. Over Jones. But they'll get another chance. No good on the shot. Trailblazers trail by 3. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And it's Anthony with the jam.
You know, no surprise to see the hoop and the harm. Melo with the beautiful touch.
And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Mike Powell comes in for Johnson. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Trent's checked in, and Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Here's Brunson, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Brunson's got his second basket of the night. Lillard with it from deep, from beyond the arc, and then some. And that'll tie this game up.
And we've seen Lillard hit that shot before. He has no fear when it comes to the deep 3.
It's a tie game in Dallas. And fourth quarter basketball. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Burke is out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Now, here's Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
This incredible confidence that Luka Doncic possesses, my goodness.
And here's Lillard, who brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. From deep three-point range, Kleba with the rebound.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Here's Doncic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And Doris, as if it were destiny, Kleba grew up in the same hometown as Mavs legend Dirk Nowitzki.
And this is a fun and extraordinary story to tell, because in 2017, Kleba texted with Nowitzki before signing with Dallas. But though they come from the same town, they didn't know each other until they became teammates. That's extraordinary.
Giles the pass to Little. Giles kicks to Lillard. Again the miss by Lillard. The Mavericks leading. Doncic right side. Good on the bucket.
Well, you have got to take this shot away from Luka Doncic. He's too good to be given the mid-range look.
Doncic against Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
Yeah, that's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
All right, and wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness, the D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Burke uses the glass to finish the layup. Burke's got his first basket.
Can't afford these defensive breakdowns, especially down the stretch.
And right now, neither side can get a stop. Looks like both coaches will have plenty of material for the film room.
And no stopping Lillard. Excellent at staying in control no matter what the D throws at him.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Willie Cauley-Stein comes in for Maxi Kleba. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Burke. He throw good, Damian Lillard. For Dallas, they've gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. And Doncic, here we go. And the shot is good. Doncic has got 26 points.
There's a burst that allows Luka Doncic to be effective on his drives. You're not going to catch him standing around. This guy is in attack mode.
Lillard, the pass to Giles. Back to Lillard. Puts it up from 15, and that's good off the glass that time. Lillard's got 12 points in just the second half.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Doncic with the bucket.
Doncic has been in this position many times. He makes it look easy.
Three-pointer, Lillard. It's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has got his 6th rebound on the night. Outside Hardaway. Passes it to Cauley-Stein. It's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. That one falls.
Wow, Porzingis, no hesitation in the balance of the game. He delivers.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard dishes to McCollum. No good on the 3. Mavericks leading by 5. Now Doncic. That one good for 2.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Well, when it's closing time, he's trying to lock the door. He's been going all night.
58 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Hardaway. And Josh Richardson subbed in for Jalen Brunson. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Robert Covington comes in for Giles. And it's Derek Jones in for Little. There's 42 seconds left in the game. Here's Doncic. And it's Dallas with another.
Doncic relishes the opportunity to deliver in big moments, and my goodness, embrace the spotlight, young man.
Doncic against Lillard. Pass to Cantor. Oh, what a dunk!
Out below! Boy, Enes Kanter's willingness to be the guy to take over in a critical stretch, so impressive.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's Doncic. Kleber kicks to Porzingis. And the wing jumper offline. A 3 from McCollum. Offensive rebound. Yes!
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
So a close game sees Dallas taking this one. That was a fun, David. Thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For great...
Look at this.
Absolutely insane.
After shooting 7 of
CLA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports. And let's now take a look at some of the numbers for Paul George.
And guys, this effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then there's Derek Jones. And it's Trent in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Jackson. And it's George in at the shooting guard. Zubac finds George. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Back to Jackson. Shoots. That's good for George on the assist from Jackson. Terrific talented backcourts tonight, Greg. Did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
Here's Jackson. The Blazers getting the bucket. Leonard kicks to Jackson. On the wing, Batum puts up a three. The shot, no good. And it's Portland the other way. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And winning that game the way they did with the incredible fourth-quarter comeback couldn't have left them feeling any better. Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
And here are the Clippers now after the Trailblazers pick up two. Pass to George. Kicks it to Batum. On the wing, George. That doesn't go either for George. Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Mavericks in Dallas.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game, and they didn't do that defensively.
It looked like there were communication breakdowns all night. Deadly, especially when you're on the road.
Here's George. The Blazers getting the bucket. From deep. 5 on the clock. And George with the stuff.
And with those long strides, it takes Paul George no time to get to the rim.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Here's Lillard. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Portland shooting their first free throws of the game. The first free throw is good.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Jackson. Now here's Williams. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Morris dishes to Patterson. Morris outside. And a miss there on the triple. Trailblazers leading by 6. Here's Lillard. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
So for the Clippers, Band's checked in, and it's Kennard in for Paul George. Back to Williams. Now the pass to Kennard. Morris outside. Over Anthony. Patterson tips it back in.
The activity level from Patterson is what makes him such an impact on the floor.
And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trailblazers. Pass to Trent. 1:09 left here in the first quarter. That's tipped, but they recover it. And they're able to recover. Tough break there, shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Man passes to Patterson. And the wide open shot from Morris. And it's off from three-point range. Trailblazers leading by 6. To the paint from 6 feet. Back to Anthony. There's 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Morris with the rebound.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here is Morris. And Patterson kicks to Morris. Williams looking around. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. Trent passes to Anthony. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
And so it's Portland in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've integrated.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well-balanced. This team lives it.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yes, you know this, GA. Back in our day, and any day really, if you don't block out somebody, you will sit down.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Patrick Patterson is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then it's Williams. And it's Mann in at the small forward. Zubac kicks to Kennard. From deep three-point range. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 5 rebounds tonight. And foul on the shot. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And that one is good from Zubac.
And give Sweet Luke credit. Turns down his own shot because his teammate has a better one.
Lillard attacking. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Pass to Williams. Over to the left wing. Kennard for 3. Portland grabs the miss. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. Count that one.
Nice touch there from McCollum. Looking comfortable and confident from that range.
Pass to Kennard. Back to Williams. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Patterson up top. Defended by Covington. And the dunk by Zubac.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. Lillard with no one around. Buries it from 3-point range. Lillard's got the lead up to 13 now for the Trailblazers. Out to the wing. Patterson finds Zubac. Now here's Williams. Back to Kennard. The pass to Patterson. Now Kennard. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. Oh, great ball movement there.
Here is Williams. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. To the left side wing. Kennard on the wing. Passes it to Williams. We've got 1:23 left to play here in the half. Kennard's shot is off.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
Lillard outside. Shoots the 3. And with the rebound.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. no defender in sight.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Got a piece of it, and he gets it back. Left side, George. Zubac's in the post. Missed inside. The Blazers on offense. They're on a 13-4 run right now.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
It's blocked. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Anthony leading the charge. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Trent. Simons surveying the D. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 15 points and 1. Thanks for joining.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
You've definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
He's been very effective on the move, forcing the action, getting to his spots, and finishing plays.
On the floor for Portland, we've got Damian Lillard, Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Jones, and it's Trent in at the 2. Here's Lillard, and Lillard throws it down.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
George with the ball. Jones covering. Stripped away. And now Lillard running the floor all by himself. And then Lillard slams it in.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And here again, the Trailblazers in transition. Up the court they go. And there's Lillard. That's good on the assist from Jones. Jones has got 4 assists in the game. Now George. He's got 6. A second chance effort. Plenty of space. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. George has got 8.
He doesn't need much time to get his shot off. Paul George is a dependable catch-and-shoot option.
Here's Lillard, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Shooting at a high clip, he's found ways to get quality looks.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Morris is checked in. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
Man, there's so many guys that, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table, but in reality, they got to fill some roles, right? And, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are 3 names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did. There's the dish to Leonard. Back to Morris. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Pass to Batum. He feeds it to Morris. Outside for Jackson. And here's Leonard. 6 to shoot. And here's George for 3. Here's Morris. Tips it up. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
And they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time D.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Williams comes in for Reggie Jackson. Jumps up, and then Leonard with the dunk.
Common occurrence for Leonard. Once he makes his way to the rim, Kawhi levels up.
Lillard looking around. .146 left to play here in the third. They get it back. Out to Anthony. And the pass to Lillard. Takes the three. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. And Cantor able to finish. And the Trailblazers lead by 20.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Here's Patterson. Off target from three-point range. Trailblazers leading by 20. .107 left to play in the third. Takes a shot at the elbow, and that one hits back iron. And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Williams kicks to Morris. Outside, George.
Once he gets the ball there, you expect him to capitalize. That was a missed opportunity.
Here's Simons. He's guarded by Williams. The putback, great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Clippers have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Out to Morris. Outside Leonard. Back to Morris. 6 on the shot clock. To the inside. And here they come. Lobs it up for Anthony. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for Portland. He has really delivered at the offense. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Let me tell you, when you can run offense through your bigs, you give the defense just another thing it has to try and take away.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubac in at the center position. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Jackson. To the paint. Here's Leonard. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. Leonard's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Los Angeles. Portland leading by 20. Here's Simons. On the wing, Jones. Sinks the three-pointer.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Up top, Zubac. Passes to George. And Leonard has it in the corner. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Challenging the defense at the rim, something he does very well. Excellent tip-in.
Jones against Leonard. Pass to Trent. Deflects the pass. Ball going up court. Jackson finds Zubac, and he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Anthony. McCollum comes in for Jones. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. It's McCollum on the wing. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Clippers trail by 18. And Batum kicks to Zubats. George passes to Jackson. And Leonard has it in the corner. Shot clock at 6. To the middle. Zubats, that's good. Zubats has got 4 points this quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's McCollum. Cantor, it's good on the putback.
And usually amongst the leaders in their offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Left side, Batum. McCollum against Leonard. Outside, Batum. Shot by George. Wide open. Here's Zubats. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
That's a tough break there. If there is any hope of making a comeback, they have got to take better care of the ball.
Williams, he's checked in for the Clippers. Lillard against Williams. Here's Lillard from deep. The Clippers grab the miss. Zubats has got his 7th rebound here tonight. George passes to Zubats. Clippers moving the ball around. And Batum kicks to Williams. Offline with his 3. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for Portland. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage. And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Portland.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Damian Lillard.
Throughout the night, he was their catalyst at the offensive end. Play after play was run through him with great success.
Williams kicks to George. No good on the triple.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
Lillard from deep three-point land. No good that time. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Over in the corner, Williams. Pass to Zubats. Stolen by Cantor. George against Lillard. They get it again. And Cantor able to finish. And the Trailblazers lead by 20.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
And when you're on the road, you can't be tentative coming into a game like this. I thought their aggressive approach was the difference.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. Well, a chance to check out some stats for Damian Lillard.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
And now the Lakers starting group. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris. And it's Schroeder in at the 1 spot. And for the Trailblazers, we've got Robert Covington. He's out there with Jones. Damian Lillard out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Trent in at the 2. Some veterans on these teams, Clark. What are you looking for and how that will impact the game?
Well, I think both of these teams have a really solid roster. And I love the blend of experience and youth. When you have NBA experience on the floor, there's just a level of play that you see at the defensive end that makes it enjoyable for me. I think that's what we'll see tonight. Experienced pros getting after it.
Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. It's good.
And it's always terrific when Covington gets going down in the paint. I mean, this guy can score the ball from anywhere on the floor.
James looking it over. And James throws it down.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Pass to Trent, and here's Jones. Here's Lillard, and it's in there.
What strength from Lillard, just not allowing the defense to have the last word.
Schroeder against Lillard. From 13, nice spin off the left rim and in.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Three-pointer Lillard nailed from three-point land. Lillard's got 5.
Awesome form on the triple. Lillard with textbook technique.
Feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Kanter trying to free himself up. And there's Caldwell Pope. That's good on the assist by LeBron.
Only 1 miss in the first 5 attempts. Clearly feeling.
You know, even though LeBron doesn't go 100% every minute of every game in the season, GA, he still knows when to turn it on.
And for someone at his age, that is something you have to know how to do. You can see when LeBron kicks it into that next gear. Can't keep it on all the time, but he's still able to take over when he needs to.
Harrell, he's checked in for Los Angeles. LeBron passes to Caldwell Pope. And it's off from three-point range. For Portland, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Here's Trent, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And he just punishes the D for falling asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, a little disorganized that time, and the result 2 points in the loudest way possible. Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Tell you what, just add that one to the highlight reel. James is truly one of the greatest slam dunkers of all time.
Pass to Jones. He kicks to Kanter. Lillard outside. And then Lillard slams it in.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
Lillard outside. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defenders.
Lillard against Schroeder. The drive by James, and James throws it down.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Lillard against Schroeder. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And once they roll the ball out there, Lillard turned on the switch. He is doing it all tonight.
Here's Schroeder. That shot, no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. The Lakers beat them last time when these two teams met in Los Angeles.
And they lost the last matchup with this club, and it was really the reserves where the gap in play was felt.
I couldn't agree with you more. They allowed some opposing reserves to get it going. You know the stars are going to get their points. But when you allow those second unit guys to get it going, that's when you're in trouble.
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And with numbers like this, how about 87% on the year? He's been somebody they love having at the line.
You know, he's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
And Portland making a change here. Hood's checked in. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Damian Jones is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Enes Kanter.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Here's Simons. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trail Blazers. Going on an absolute rampage. Well, earlier, Damian Lillard spoke to us about how he did.
I look to the times where...
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Trailblazers?
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
McCollum the 2 and Hood the 3. Anthony out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the 1. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Caruso, the pass to Gasol. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Portland with the ball. Trailblazers leading by 5. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. Kuzma pulls it in. And it's Kuzma with the ball for Los Angeles. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
They shot the lights out from deep. Really stretched out the defense in that one.
There's all kind of talk in the game today about stretching the floor, because when you do that, everything else just becomes a little easier.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And that one's good, Caruso. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things, never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Here's Caruso. Banked in off the glass. And now just a 1-point Trailblazer lead.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
It's McCollum on the wing. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
Here's Caruso. He's got 8. Kicks it out to Jones. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession. And here's what the schedule for the Lakers looks like. On Thursday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Charlotte Hornets. Then on Saturday, they'll be taking on Clint Capella and the Atlanta Hawks.
And for their matchup with New Orleans, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
He was extremely sharp at the free throw line in their last outing.
And it helped them get a narrow win. They needed every one of those points he got from the line. You know, there's been some improvement in his free throw shooting this year. His percentage has taken a little jump compared to last season.
And he has his fingerprints all over this first half. He is just shooting it so efficiently.
Here's Lillard. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And no stopping Lillard. Excellent at staying in control no matter what the D throws at him.
And this is his third trip to the line tonight. Lakers trail by 6. Schroeder outside. Free throw line jump shot. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Yeah, I felt like they attacked, but with a purpose. They knew what they wanted to accomplish coming in.
Well, it really showed the trust they have in one another. I love how they got after it, and you could feel that they were playing for each other.
James with the bucket.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And that one is good.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy.
Schroeder surveying the floor. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
It's Covington on the wing. Lillard outside. There's 42 seconds left in the first half, and Lillard throws it down.
Don't let his height fool you. Lillard can rise up with the best of them.
Schroeder up top, covered by Lillard. And Cantor pulls it down. Portland leading by 8. Trent passes to Lillard. Top of the key. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And usually amongst the leaders in their offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
James. Harold controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Three-pointer, Lillard. A shot, no good. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At the end of one, they were able to end. And that'll about do it.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Well, you know, in that first half, it was a common occurrence. He got to the stripe time and time again.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So the Lakers 5 right now. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marcus Gasol is out there with Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point. Here's Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Here's Schroeder. No good. And it's Portland the other way.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
And Lillard throws it down.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Taken away by Anthony. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Oh, and here comes Schroeder all alone. Finished off the break. 9 points for Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, first and foremost, he's a pass-first team player, is Caldwell Pope. Love seeing that.
And although it seems like KCP will never be a huge factor on offense, he can still give you valuable points and also that spacing he can provide out on the floor.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and it's a valuable tool kit that he has because he can provide some playmaking and shot making and spacing of the floor. And he's also become more efficient as an offensive player. But he does know and recognize that his strength is at the defensive end, his athleticism, mobility, and versatility. And offense is tertiary to his contribution.
Lillard attacking, and Lillard throws it down.
You won't find too many players with a better understanding of the pick and roll than Lillard. He runs that set to a T.
Gasol's in the post. He's guarded by McCollum. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. Good on the three-point shot. Caldwell Pope's got 6.
A total defensive collapse. I mean, no reason to allow him that kind of space from behind the arc.
Gasol with the steal. Here's James. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his 3rd assist on the night. Lillard against Schroeder. Here's Cantor. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, and I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. It's deflected. Caruso looking for an opening. And the powerful one-handed slam.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
Here's Simons. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it. It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
Down low, Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time, rising up for the dunk.
There's the pass to McKinney from deep. But they get it back. Here's Harrell. Passes it to McKinney. Clock at 6. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Bucket is good. Caruso's got 12 in the game.
A super high percentage shot there. You just can't allow him to get that close.
Here's Trent, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is...
And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. Back to the action after this word. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays night in and night out.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Rodney Hood out there with Jones. Then it's Anthony, and it's Trent in at the 2. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Pass to Simons. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Here's Trent. That one drops for him. Trent's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Trailblazers. And the Lakers call time here.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
For the Trailblazers, Cantor checked in for Anthony. Robert Covington comes in for Hood, and Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Jones against James. Over Jones. Nice shot by James. James has got 20 points.
Hard to play better defense than that, guys. I mean, but right there, James simply overpowered it.
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And that was a great replay we just saw of our mobile one block.
And when you're behind in the game, that's what you've got to do. Contest every shot.
Over to the wing. Lillard against Schroeder. Lillard with the bucket. Lillard's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
Here is Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
And the basket by Jones.
No defensive pressure at all. I mean, that's not going to get it done against him.
Lillard scanning the floor. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on you.
And, you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
And really scored most of their points, but he can't score them all, guys. He's going to have to get somebody else to step up.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Lillard from deep three-point land. A rebound by the Lakers.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot.
And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double-checking, and the game continues on.
And the dunk by James.
Well, that's one man never afraid to punch it. Give LeBron a path to the bucket, and the finish is going to be something in a poster.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Here's Lillard. Buries it down low. Lillard's got 43 points.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
And James gets it to go.
And, you come to expect this type of play from LeBron. I mean, he's relentless when he's in attack mode.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for Portland.
They really lit it up in this one. Fantastic offensive performance.
Definitely just simply shot the ball well. One of those games to be proud of.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And they put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only one left to play.
No matter what happens next time they meet, I think this was the biggest game they'll play against each other this season. Getting that 2-1 advantage means so much.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Lillard.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Count it. 32 points for LeBron.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency. They could have done it much earlier before the game was out of reach.
And a deep three from Lillard. Sinks the triple. Lillard's got 46 points.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. A confident win. And
Hey, I'm the 2K MC, and if you have
Let's see some of the numbers here for Kristaps Porzingis.
And guys, he's regressed a little bit offensively. He hasn't been the same this month as he was earlier in the season. He's lacking the edge that he had, and he needs to change his mindset. Stop sitting back and get into attack mode.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. And for Portland, Jones is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Trent in at the 2. So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, as we enter the back half of the season, some players are worn down. But, Greg, are there certain players who really dial in at this point, who find traction with their game?
No doubt about it, Kevin, especially for the veterans who understand it's a marathon and not a sprint. You really are trying to build up towards this portion and then take your game and your mindset to another level. So this is a time for those guys when they just start to hit their stride.
Here's Doncic following the score by Damian Lillard. And Doncic gets it to go.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Lillard way outside. The Mavericks pull it in. Here's Finney-Smith. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. The drive by Doncic. Shot clock at 6. And Jones over to help. And he gets the bucket.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Here's Lillard. The Mavericks making the shot. Lillard again missing.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Kleba with it. Kanter covering. A floater. Doncic with the bucket. Doncic has got 6.
This is a solid opening quarter right here. Very active and creating a lot of good opportunities for himself.
Here is Lillard coming off a stellar performance against New Orleans. And the dunk by Covington.
Yeah, the vision's one thing, but the timing also helps. Lillard prepared to get the ball to his teammate.
And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind.
The Mavericks have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Doncic against Lillard from 11 feet away. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. He's got 10.
Defense shaking their heads. No idea how to stop him in this quarter. He's got him on the ropes.
And a deep 3 from Lillard. An absolute bomb from three-point range. It's a tie ball game.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Lillard against Doncic. And so Lillard will bring it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. Last time they met was in Dallas, where they beat the Mavericks.
And and they scratched out a close win the last time these two teams met. I think their ability to attack and create foul trouble for the opposition was a real factor.
Well, it was, because they got to play a lot of the second half against the second unit. The guys that ordinarily would have been out there were stuck on the bench with all those fouls.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Damian Lillard.
And guys, the intelligence is evident. When the pick comes, Doncic often makes the right read.
So it's Portland now. The Mavericks making the shot. McCollum kicks to Anthony. Passes it to Trent. 6 to shoot. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. So it's both teams making substitutions here. There's 38 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Doncic looking it over. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
And how about 6 of 8 with that one? And there is no slowing down this young man.
Pass to McCollum. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Brunson with it. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Here's Powell, and it's Dallas with another.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
McCollum fires from way outside. It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. Before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He had this to say when asked about
I know that when the main guy,
he's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
I couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, we've got Tim Hardaway Jr. Johnson is out there with Dwight Powell. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Brunson in at the point guard. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Stolen by Brunson. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Stolen by McCollum. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. Lays it in off the pretty alley-oop.
Great to see when Melo spots his open teammate. Good at noticing the overcommitment that time.
Now Doncic. Last game out, we saw him pour in 42. And the shot goes down.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
Here's Anthony. It's rebounded by Dallas. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, and in that one, they were aggressive, but also efficient. The exact balance you're looking to achieve.
Well, easy to be efficient on nights like that when everybody has things going. Let's see if they're still in the rhythm tonight.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Cauley Stein comes in for Johnson. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Doncic. Lillard against Brunson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Right.
But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Theus, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mentions. quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. There's the feed to Cantor. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein.
The strength and skill level of Cantor just too much to handle there.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Porzingis has checked in. That one drops. He ties it up. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Now here's Brunson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And Porzingis, here we go. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Brunson against Lillard. The putback, and Cantor able to finish. Cantor's got it all tied up now for Portland.
Like when his motor is running and he's playing with high levels of energy, Cantor is a monster on the offensive glass.
Brunson kicks to Cauley-Stein. 1:39 left here in the second. Finney-Smith passes to Cauley-Stein, and Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Cauley-Stein, you got to talk mostly about the agility that this young big has, rolling well after the screen.
Lillard outside. Five to shoot. Portland needs to get off the shot. And misses it off the right side of the rim. And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Then for the Mavericks, Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, throws down the alley-oop slam.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. From the high post, nice jump shot, good. Doncic has got 6 here in this quarter. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. .17 seconds left in the second quarter. McCollum, no good. Doncic outside. The 15-footer, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. So that'll be... All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive. Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He had 20 points and 1 rebound. And that's a wrap.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
They've got Enes Kanter, Robert Covington out there with Jones. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Trent in at the shooting guard. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Doncic against Lillard. Doncic, no good.
He usually knocks those shots down with ease. Defense got very fortunate there as they gave him way too much room to get that one off.
Kleber with it. Now Covington defending. Here's Doncic. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Now in the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Oof. Wow. I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yep, I'm going to agree with you. For three, that shot misses. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. Lillard surveying the D. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And there's the problem. Lillard just too quick and too shifty to stop cold on any dribble drive.
And so here is Dallas. Doncic outside. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Doncic has got 4 points in the quarter.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
Lillard attacking. The teardrop falls in. Lillard's got 18 points.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Lillard against Doncic. Covington with the steal. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Like the execution there from Cantor. Usually likes to score, this time with the pass.
Doncic against Lillard. The drive by Doncic. It's good. Doncic has got the game tied up here for the Mavs.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Richardson dishes to Hardaway. The three for Doncic. And it's Portland with the rebound. Got a piece of it. Porzingis with the steal. And Doncic, here we go.
Now you can see the defense is so shifted over to where Kristaps Porzingis is that they lose track of the situation, and he burns them with the pass.
Here's Lillard. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. It's on Luka Doncic.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Both teams will make substitutions. The Trailblazers have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
The Mavericks have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Brunson kicks to Cauley-Stein. Releases. Powell trying to free himself up. And Dallas again with the bucket.
Cauley-Stein aggressive inside, putting the defense on their heels and in a tough spot, staying engaged.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. Simons, he's checked in for Damian Lillard. Marjanovic checked in for the Mavericks. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Johnson. The three from McCollum. And so the ball out of bounds. McCollum touched it last.
Taking a look at some stats for Anthony. He's really stood out for them over the past month. Averaging 17 points per game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up, fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
McCollum shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
McCollum showing some offensive persistence there. Awesome at going right at the defense and then he finds himself at the free throw line.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Runs in the pass to Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
At least in the second half they have been. The first half wasn't played anywhere near this intense.
Here's McCollum. Good, nice job down low. McCollum's got 5 now.
Well, McCollum undersized at his position, at least in terms of his strength. But he can play that way because he competes. That's a tough one there.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Trailblazers trail by 4. Outside Anthony. And it's McCollum in the corner. It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. A great. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Sometimes it happens when the offense is struggling, but every now and then this helps with the offensive uptick right there. Great job of setting his teammate up.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Jalen Brunson. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Willie Cauley-Stein. And it's Finney-Smith in at small forward.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And they go to the intentional foul. Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Jones, and the pass to Trent. Lillard left side. In for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
Yeah, we could be having one of those nights where he becomes the one-man show for his ball club. You just don't need to tell him to keep scoring. He'll do it.
Marjanovic finds Doncic. Marjanovic with it. Now Covington defending. Chalk up 2 there. Marjanovic has got the lead back up to 6 now for the Mavs.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, both of these teams locked in on the offensive end. It's going to be a high-scoring affair tonight. Yeah, you would think a coach might have talked to his defense about making the adjustment on him, but right now, he's just lighting him up.
Doncic outside.
As a big, once you get position inside, it allows you to fight and come away with a lot of tough boards.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
And Marjanovic with the slam.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Lillard way outside. Offensive rebound. Cantor, the pass to Trent. Now Lillard to tie it up. Again, the Trailblazers score.
Yeah, Lillard aggressive in this game so far. Awesome at finding different ways to attack close to the rim.
Doncic outside. Pass to Marjanovic. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Marjanovic has got 12 points in just the second half.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Here is Lillard inside, and Cantor throws it down.
As a coachable guy with a very positive attitude, Cantor has to be feeling good on that shot.
Doncic outside. Plays it up and banks it in. Doncic has got 30.
How about the poise from Doncic right there? He ups the ante when it's a critical possession here in the game.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They trail by 3. There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter. And now, a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Luka Doncic.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team. He said we're too concerned with their shooters right now. We've got to close off the inside. They are gutting us. He pleaded with his guys. Come on, let's take a stand. Kevin?
Doncic against Lillard. Shoots over Doncic. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
There's the positive attitude, the strong work ethic of Cantor. Great putback.
To the middle. Here's Powell. And contact on the and here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We have to now review the personal foul in question.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking and the game continues on. And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Doncic kicks to Kleber. From 8. It drops.
That is world class.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. 43 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Shot clock at 5. Let's go. It's rebounded by Porzingis.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
Kleber, the pass to Doncic. Passes to Awandu. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And it's Doncic missing. So a close game sees Dallas taking this one. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Rip City. 2K Sports presents Thursday night at the end. And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal numbers for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
Here are the five for the Clippers. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Batum in at the power forward position. And for the Trailblazers, we've got Robert Covington. Also Enes Kanter out there. Damian Lillard out there with Jones. And it's Trent in at the 2. And he makes good on the layup.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
And here's George. He's coming off a 28-point game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
Yeah, but it wasn't all about himself. I mean, he kept everybody else in the loop. His passing was tremendous.
Now here's Jones. Paul George unable to get his shot to go.
I like to see this little patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
Leonard inside, defended by Jones, and Leonard gets it to go. Well, it is a long season, we know that, and the All-Star break provides Greg some respite, but how do you keep your body fresh as we're heading down the stretch here?
Kevin, you got to listen to the training staff. I mean, first and foremost, teams are getting more advanced, measuring when players are wearing down and trying to protect them. All the tools are there, but you've got to take advantage. And the other thing is mentally, you've got to be fresh. It's not just about your body being fresh. So sometimes you need to be able to shut the brain down in terms of the game and get your focus elsewhere.
The Los Angeles Clippers come into this one following a loss to the Mavericks.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Pass to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Oh, man. In these screen and roll plays, Jackson is just exceptional. Just reads the defense well and delivers remarkable passes to his teammates.
Now, here's Lillard. In the game against New Orleans, very impressive.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
and really a big factor in their win last time out was his work at the line.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. McCollum's checked in. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Williams comes in for Reggie Jackson. Here's Williams. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. It's stolen by Jones. And now Lillard pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
You know, this is the type of guy I like, from undrafted to a quality role player. I mean, he has heart. He's gotten better every year. Covington adds a lot to this team. He can let that thing fly, too. He's a fearless shooter.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Anthony comes in for Derek Jones. And it's Simons in for Lillard. The Clippers also making some changes. Marcus Morris comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Luke Kennard in for Paul George. Here's McCollum. And he banks in the lane.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Williams scanning the floor. Here's Morris. The shot missing. Good D by Covington. And here's Portland. They're on a 14-4 run. And the basket by McCollum.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Yeah, you got to be careful. It's still early. They've expended a lot of energy, but they've also built a nice cushion here.
And the basket is good.
Well, not just a jump shooter. Kennard is more than capable of doing real damage from the interior as well.
McCollum against Kennard. And it's McCollum off the drive. Goes back up. Here's Cantor. Morris with the rebound. Clippers trail by 10. Leonard on the wing. 20 points for him last game against Dallas. Patterson, that's good.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Ball stolen. And now in transition, here's Williams. Here we go. A 3 from Leonard. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got his 4th rebound in this one. And a wide open look for McCollum. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. McCollum's got 7.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Outside Williams. McCollum against Kennard. Second chance shot. Out to Morris. Over Cantor. And too long on the shot. Trailblazers leading by 11. McCollum finds Anthony. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Back to McCollum. Outside Anthony. Trying to find Cantor. Gets it to him. It's tipped. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Humble beginnings. You know, I'm from.
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a 5-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in a second. And the Trailblazers have really been rolling, haven't they?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Marcus Morris is out there with Batum. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then there's Jackson. And it's man in at the point guard position.
And Morris does a great job keeping his head up, finding his teammate for quality shots.
Lillard with the bucket. Lillard's got the lead up to 13 now for Portland.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead.
Man. Batum against Hood. 6 on the shot clock. The drive by Jackson. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Trailblazers leading by 11. Lillard left side. Kept alive. Here's Cantor. Lillard, the pass to Anthony. Fires the three. And Damian Lillard, another three. Lillard's got 7 points for the quarter.
Even with the D giving him a lot of attention, he's still finding ways to light him up.
Man passes to Morris. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. And stolen by Lillard. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Back to Hood. To the left wing. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Derek Jones, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. The Clippers also making some changes. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. And George is subbed in for Morris. And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile one block a moment ago.
And that'll give him a jolt. Nothing like a rejection to light a fire under.
And that one is good from Zubac.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Pass to Anthony. Batum with the steal. Here's Man, covered by Anthony, and the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul. So both teams changing it up here. Here's George. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Rebounded by McCollum.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And now the Clippers on the break. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
This is the kind of teammate Batum is. You like seeing him share it like this.
Trailblazers leading by 10. McCollum deciding where to go with it. There's a minute 47 left in the first half of basketball. Shot clock at 6. It's hauled in by Paul George.
Golden opportunity that he can't make good on. Maybe a wake-up call to the D, though. They can't leave him alone like that.
Here's Jones, and it's slammed in by Jones.
That'll get you a pat on the back from your teammate McCollum. Unselfish and aware, picking out the perfect pass.
McCollum against George. Pass to Zubac. Outside Williams. Clippers moving the ball around. And George, here we go. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for the Trailblazers. They've led by as many as 14 points. Hood kicks to McCollum. And the rejection by Zubac.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Gets it down to single digits.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
McCollum outside. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first half. Jones drives in.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Here's George. Right now, checking his stats, he's averaging over 23 points a game. Shoots over Covington. Here's Zubac. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Zubac has got 6 in the quarter.
There's that passion of his, battling with every ounce of energy he has.
And that's why he's one of the best two-way wings out there. George will lock you down on D, and it takes a very special...
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal. Portland came out ready to play. Their mission to dominate early was accomplished. And
we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Jones. Then it's Damian Lillard. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Lillard against Jackson. Kanter. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. And the Trailblazers lead by 10. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific, terrific player.
Three terrific kids. You're right.
We're seeing the very best of Lillard tonight. I mean, he's a Swiss Army knife of an offensive player. I mean, he's got a tool for every job.
And George kicks to Leonard. Yep, that one goes in there. Leonard's got 5 points in the quarter.
I like that pick play. I mean, you can see how easily it makes it for him to get to the cup.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Lillard against Jackson. Lillard misses.
Man, you don't see this fella blow many layups. Not against D like that anyway.
Here's George. And that one drops. And now it's only a 5-point Portland lead.
A guy with George's focus can shrug off the contact. He won't let the defender disrupt his.
Wow, hammering it in.
Oh, it's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
Lillard against Jackson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. This is his first free throw of the game. The free throw drops for Zubac. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Portland. Collin comes in for Jones. And so he makes both from the line.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Respect the leaping ability of Lillard, or you'll get dunked on.
Clippers trail by 7. Mann passes to Williams. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Kanter. Simons, he's checked in for Lillard. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Batum's checked in. Morris into the lane. Just 5 on the clock. A shot by Batum, no good. Trailblazers leading by 7. Here's Trent. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And that one is stuffed right through.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
They needed that, and I love that he just didn't settle for the lay-in.
And now in transition, here's Williams. Here we go. And Anthony sends it back. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. A three from Morris. A rebound by Simon. The Trailblazers have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Little kicks to McCollum. Portland moving the ball around. Giles the pass to McCollum. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Williams leading the charge. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And Williams is sort of the classic instant offense guy. Whether he's coming off the bench or starting, he can provide a spark whenever they need one.
Oh, you can get spoiled watching him at the line. I mean, you just expect him to make every one, every time.
Simons surveying the D. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
What a performer this guy is. He relishes the chance to hammer it down.
Now, here is Morris. Not a lot of room, and the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
He's the one trying to keep them in this game. A tremendous individual effort.
Los Angeles shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. That free throw good from Patterson. 23 seconds left in the third. Here's Simons. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. And the layup's good off the glass. Simons has got 4 points this quarter.
Okay, listen, you got to body him up when he's in the paint. If you play off of him, then that's just 2 easy points.
And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the 4th.
And honestly, guys, in real time, I couldn't really see whether he got it off in time. But with the benefit of replay, it seems pretty clear that the clock expired just before the release.
Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Paul George. Patrick Patterson is out there with Batum. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Jackson in at the point. Lillard, the pass to Trent. Kicks it out to Lillard. Just 5 to shoot. It's deflected. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. That's on Patrick Patterson.
Now, that's the staple of Cantor's game. This guy has a knack for knowing how to come up with offensive boards.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Zubac is checked in for Patterson, and Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Morris. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 9-point game. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
He's really turned it around here in the second half. I mean, his offense has returned.
For Portland, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. And Lillard gets double teamed. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
It's an outstanding quickness of Lillard. It keeps the D on their heels. He excels at drawing the foul in his drive.
First one falls for him.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. McCollum's checked in. Clippers trail by 9. George looking around. Pass to Zubats. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Lillard outside. And a miss there on the triple.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And the dunk by Batum.
You can't leave somebody that wide open when Jackson's running the show. Reggie will find him every time.
Trailblazers leading by 5. Lillard outside. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his 3rd foul of the game. To the paint. Here's Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
Embracing physical contact on the way up. Cantor seems to enjoy scoring right on the defense.
Outside, George. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
For Portland, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Lillard against Jackson. Lillard attacking, and good that time. Lillard's got 6 here in this quarter.
Can't do a lot to stop Lillard. He's amazing at absorbing contact on these drives.
Outside, George. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 8 rebounds in this game. Lillard surveying the D. He kicks it to McCollum from deep 3-point range. Leonard with the steal. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. Trailblazers leading by 7. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. Lillard outside. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
It's a very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
George. And the call. And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Damian Lillard.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team. He likes where things are headed, but he cautioned them to play smart the rest of the way. He said carelessness with the ball, with assignments, with rotations, any of that can undo what we've worked to accomplish so far. Kevin, they are so close.
And the rejection by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. There's 49 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Now, here's Lillard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
But Lillard is used to getting pushed around. Got to admire how he muscles it in regardless.
George against McCollum. Outside for Jackson. Leonard, that's for 2. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Lillard fires away from way outside. It's rebounded by Leonard.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Yeah, and I have too, which is why they're okay with it. I'm sure if he gets that kind of look again, he's going to let it fly again.
And so it's Portland winning this one. It was all right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber.